for you beginners out there, I'm going to show you how to cook your Thanksgiving turkey the simplest way, all right? If you buy a turkey like this, already wrapped, right on the package, there's instructions how long to cook your bird. Okay, our bird is a 20-pound bird, so therefore, this is the defrosting method. Defrost in the refrigerator, 20-pound bird, 4 to 5 days. Okay, you don't want to just leave it out and let it defrost quickly. It's not good. Cooking instructions: 20-pound bird, 4.5 to 5 hours at 325 degrees. You could even go 350 if you want. Okay, so all right, now we've got the bird out of the package, and I did rinse it off. So they say don't rinse off your bird because of contamination and all that stuff. But what have you got any choice? You have to take the bird out of the bag. It's got blood all over it. So I just go ahead and drain the blood, rinse off the bird, clean out the sink. You got to clean the sink because you contaminated the sink. But hey, that's okay. You got to do what you got to do. Unless you want to just do it outside, you could do it outside. But that's how I do it. Okay, so I'm going to trim away all the extra skin that's on this bird cavity here, because I want the hot air to go in here easily when we cook it. It'll help cook it faster and more thoroughly. So I'm going to cut this little extra skin off of here. This thing up. Now make sure you reach in there, and you got to make sure you get the giblets, the neck bone, the liver, the heart. There's some in here, and there's some up here, and the neck flap up here, and the skin too. Okay, take those out. I'm just going to throw those in the bottom of the pan, and we'll cook those. Some of them I will give the gizzard to the dogs. The neck bone and the others I will use the meat in my gravy. Okay, that's a whole separate deal. So now we have our bird in the pan here. We're going to dry it with paper towels. Just grab yourself some paper towels. It may take 3 or 4 paper towels to get the job done, but you just want to pat this thing down and dry as much water off of here. Water or blood or whatever's on here. Okay. Okay, I think that's good enough. Next, I'm going to go under this breast skin up here and just loosen the breast skin from the breast meat. And we're going to make room to put some butter and some, if you want, some people put the bread stuffing up in here also. Okay. Try not to tear the skin. That's good, right there. And also go around and pick out, there's a couple extra little feathers still on the bird. We got all of them now. So now I'm going to show you a little trick. It's really hard to put butter up inside here. It just doesn't stick, okay? So I'm going to use little wafer size pats of butter, and I'm going to season them beforehand with my Kinder's Poultry Blend, okay? Which is kind of like a lemon pepper, garlicky flavor kind of stuff, okay? So we're going to put this right on the butter tabs, and that's going to stick to the butter. All right, so simple. And now these are going to be easy to put up in here. All right, we're going to slide them as far as I can. I think we can go about 3 on each side. 1. Maybe 2, maybe 3. 2. Oh, perfect. 3. Okay, see there? Perfect. Now put some butter in this little cup There's about maybe a half a cube of butter. 1 minute in the microwave, melted. We'll put some of the seasoning in here also. Guys, this isn't rocket science. It's easy to do. Okay, don't be intimidated. You got your melty stuff in here with all your seasoning. Then we're going to put that all on the bird. Look at that. So easy. Just paint the bird. You're putting lots of nice flavors on the bird. Okay. Now, if you want to, you could put a couple of potatoes or a little bit of stuffing inside the cavity. I don't recommend that because it really takes a lot longer to cook the bird when you stuff the inside of the bird, okay? This is just fine. I'm gonna make my stuffing separately. And if you watch on my channel, you'll see the video for that coming up here pretty quick too. All right, so that is that. Oh, yeah, look at that bird. Okay, hey, I'm gonna preheat the oven. I'm gonna cook mine at 350. All righty, we have the oven preheated. We're gonna throw it in the oven now. All right, 2 hours has gone past. Our turkey's looking pretty good, and that's about as brown as I want the skin. So now I'm gonna put a piece of tin foil over the breast meat so it doesn't overcook it, and just conform it on there. And we're gonna push it back in and cook it the rest of the next 2 hours, and we'll have a great turkey. Hey folks, 3.5 hours later, and our little thermometer poked out. So that means it's done. Okay, keep an eye on that thing. You could also use your own thermometer. But hey, look how nice and golden brown it came out. We got lots of broth in there. I put in a can of chicken broth just in the bottom before I baked it. I forgot to show you that earlier, but that helps make your gravy. You got all your chicken drippings and your broth all mixed together on the bottom there. I'm gonna let this rest for about 30 minutes with the foil pack on here. And then we're gonna carve the bulk of the meat all off the bird. All right, folks, we have let this bird rest for about 45 minutes, and it is partially cooled down. Now, the traditional way to carve this bird is to cut thin slices off and serve and eat it right away. But we're not going to eat this right away. I just cooked this bird to make a video, okay? This is not going to be our cut it and eat it right now. I'm just going to cut all the meat off of this. I'm going to put it in the container, but I'm going to show you how I do it. So what I like to do is you got to find the breastbone here and go right down the collarbone with a knife. All right, now we're going to cut the whole breast out in one big piece. All right, like that. Separate the leg thing from the skin. I'm going to cut straight in underneath, like so. And that'll release the whole breast meat like that. See that? Now you can go back to when you serve it and cut it in nice little slices sideways like that. All right, so that's how I cut the breast out. There's still more meat here. But this one came out really good. I could tell it's really tender. It's easy to cut. So we'll do the same thing. See, the breastbone is right here. We're going to go right along the breastbone. Right along down the collarbone here. Cut across the bottom. Breast comes right off the bone. See that? Perfect. That goes in the container. Now we still have some extra breast meat here on the front. We'll just take those off. I'm going to use my bare hands. No need to use a glove because it's going to be for me and the family here. Okay. Same on this side, because we're not going to waste anything on this bird. You watch. That's all the breast meat. So now I'm going to pull my legs, and they should just come right off. When the bird's fully cooked, it falls apart. I'm going to take one leg there. Take one leg off there. I don't know if you like to eat the legs like that. If you want to, that's fine. But I like to tear the meat up, and that's going to go in our gravy. There's a lot of little tendons in the legs, and I like to strip them down and take all the tendons out before we eat it. Okay, now for the thighs. Find the end of the thigh bone down here and just pop it off. And you can take the whole thigh off, just like so. That's going in here. I'm going to remove the skin here. The other thigh over here, same thing. I'm just going to pop it off. You can find the hip bone under here and just pop it right off. Get a whole big thigh. Look at that big old thigh meat. Oh yeah, right in here it goes. So now we have pretty much a carcass with a lot of meat still on it here. Okay, here's the wings. So there you go. My next video, I'm going to show you how to tear the carcass apart, and we're going to make some really good turkey gravy. So be watching for that one to come up too. I'm making both of these for today.